me. Okay, we all have our own definition of these things, but you have to be able to define it specifically. What do you want? And we have a hard time, a lot of us have a hard time of defining that. So I love how you said write things out. Write things out.
I
Do
do.
you find yourself often taking notes and even just journaling? Is that a good process for you?
Let me tell you, I probably don't journal as much as I should. I'm sorry, I'm looking at how my hair is pulling my eye down, and it looks like right, it's my lashes, and I just got them done, and they're too heavy. Here's another thing. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest here. Full disclosure. So I'm going to New York for Fashion Week for a friend who has a fashion show. So I went and got lashes done, and they gave me some heavier ones than I like, and I can tell it's making my eye. And then this here is pulling it down.
It's
So now,
pulling it down.
yeah. So I'm trying to go. I'm trying to keep the hair from pulling the lash down. Okay.
I love you.
It's a lot. It's a lot. This is the kind of stuff. And then I look real red
I
because I told you I ran in and threw on some makeup because I don't wear makeup every day when I go to work
yeah.
at all. Okay. I told you I'm silly. I don't know if they told you I'm really silly. And this is what they get on the air.
I no, I was not told that. I was just told, but now you got to do this interview, and I'm so blessed that
Okay.
I'm doing this interview because you are literally making my day.
Oh, well, good.
I wish I could go on and tell you on and on and on and on about this life that I have, and to see someone that just represents that looks like me. It just makes me smile and laugh. Like I am
Trust
just
me. And when I tell you I am blessed, I have to say I am blessed. I tell people all the time, I am a product of a woman who was a teenager, who had no education, my father either. And I always tell people the defining moment for me on that was, I mean, we grew up where my mother, we got food stamps, and like I was, again, youngest of five. She tried to make it work, was a single mom for a long time till my stepfather came through. Look, I say he came through. Um, but I always tell people this in the defining moment when it hit me one time. I remember going to the White House for the very first time. Of course, Barack Obama, thank God for former President Barack Obama, who made sure people who look like him, us, me, you, his wife, got a chance to see the White House and be in there. And I remember getting invited to Doug Banks' show. And I remember going into the bathroom, the ladies' room, the restroom. And I'm sitting in there and I just couldn't believe it. And I sat down because normally any place I go, I got to go to the ladies' room first to get adjusted, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
same, same,
immediately,
same.
even when I get to the White House, I get in there to get adjusted. And I sat there, right? And I just said, okay, you're here. Take a deep breath and soak it all in and see and try to describe everything you can because your mother's going to ask you everything. My
Everything.
mother was going, I knew she was like, what does his hair look like? Is it salt and pepper? What about his fingers? Are they long? What did the house look like? Did you see crown molding? Like I really did. And I took a
Not
deep
the
breath though. And I
compliment.
remember saying, wow, God, I'm the product of, and I'm here in the White House. Wow. Right. That's when you go. So for me, I have a lot to achieve, I think. A lot. I mean, my mother had always told me once you set a goal, set another one, and then another one, and then another one. She's like, you don't stop. And I did that at one point. I was 23 and I had gotten a job at K104 in Dallas, where I'm now. And I was there for maybe 2 years and left. And I remember just coasting along. And my mother said, you hit your peak. Because my goal in life was I got started in radio, I was 19. And I said, by the time I'm 25, I'm going to be in a major market, right? I ended up getting that job when I hit 21. I got to a major market by the time I was 21 years old. And I remember just after that coasting, my mother said, no, you can't coast. She said, you hit your dream job that was on your goal. She said, but now once you did it, you need to set another and then another and then another. And when I was on the Doug Banks show, well, first I was in Philadelphia, did my own shows. I was in Chicago, Dallas, Chicago, Philly. And then I ended up with Doug Banks. And I knew I was going to be able to be a co-host on a national show. But once I watched Tom and Doug and I realized, well, if they can do it, I should try it. The least I could do. So I thought after becoming a co-host on a national show, the least somebody would do is give me the host on a local. That was my goal.
Mhm.
So after working with Doug, being the co-host, I was like, well, now I've done this. I've done the co-host gig for 10 years now, right? I was like, I've done it. Now let me see if I can host my own. And that was the goal. And then I got
Yeah.
it. Then it was like after achieving that success, saying, I really can host a morning show in a major market. Now it became, how do I get syndicated? am I good enough for that? Now it's like after syndication, what do I do next? How do I extend this brand? Do I take full ownership? Right? You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I just keep going. We're just gonna keep. And shouts out to Sheila Eldridge because I watch her do it with Cafe Mocha and everything else she has, and that's the inspiration.
Yeah. And then, of course, it's always great to have people that you can look up to or see and get advice from.
Yep.
That's always a great thing. And I feel like people like Sheila and yourself, even, it's just so good to be able to have people you can look at and be inspired by and learn from. People that's going to make sure you stay on your path, you stay on your journey, because it's easy to just say, bump it
Right. And get off or do
and get
whatever.
off.
Yeah. And it's good that, like I say, for us, Sheila is a person who's still in it and still doing it. And you just go, wow, if she can still do it, I can keep going too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I can cry. I'm like, you don't understand how many tears I'm trying to
You're
hold
so
back in this
kind.
one
I
eye.
love you,
In
girl.
this
You so
one eye, it's like
how long
right
have you been
here.
doing radio?
I've been working in the industry since I was 17 years old. I came
See?
in, started in promotions. Unfortunately, I didn't have a good fairy tale story as far as an, a mentor and a teacher and advice. I looked for help in the different talents that could provide it. And I thank God for some of our talents here in Nashville that sat down and taught me and spoke with me. Unfortunately, I get casted out a lot, and I'm gonna try to make sure I
No.
take. I get casted out a lot. I'm not. I'm the youngest at my station, and that was one of my goals is to be the youngest. And my goal was to be on air because I was told I will never put you on air. I was told you
Oh,
will never be on air. You're um you're not a star. I was told a lot of different things. I was it was verbal abuse. It was verbal abuse. It was a lot of attacking that I went through. And even now, I'm kind of pushed to a corner. So when the way I got this job was by Phil Thornton, and I love Phil Thornton. He's a good mentor. I call him a mentor,
good.
and he got me in contact with Sheila, and me and Sheila had one phone call. One call, and next thing you know it, I'm calling my mom, and I said, "Mom, I gotta go to DC. I don't know." This lady, she said, "Who is this lady? Who is Sheila?" And I just gotta go to DC. And I went to DC literally the next month for her um, HBCU fest, and she had me
Yep.
covering it. And I was asking questions. The way I like learning people. To me, your story is a testimony, and I feel like that your value and all that you bring needs to be heard. So the way I guess I asked my questions, people enjoyed in when the festival, and now I'm with Sheila a lot, and she works with me a lot. But I'm still here at my station here in Nashville, and I'm just trying to find my next step. That's my thing, praying to God, Lord, what is next for me?
Okay. What
Because
do you don't know what you want yet? You want to
I
stay in Nashville? Do you
no,
want no?
I want advancement. I want someone that wants to teach me and guide me. I want someone that actually wants to pour into me. I want that. I want to expand outside even radio to television. I want to do so much in all the medias.
Okay, excuse
So
me. Hold
that's
on a second.
you're fine.
Are you good, EJ? You okay, bye. She told me to stop doing that. I just want to make sure you're okay. I mean, she understands. She was like, okay, I'm sorry.
You're
But you
fine.
know what, Ebony, I love that. But here's what I was gonna say. Ultimate goal. What's your dream job?
Talk show host. I want to be a talk show host, but I also want to have a foundation for young girls, teaching them about encouragement and giving them that tutelage and that learning when it comes to being a young woman, letting you know that you can be all you want to be. You can just be yourself, giving them the advice from different CEOs, different executives. I want to do all of that. Right now, I'm actually the vice president of a foundation here in Nashville that just got started, and it's all about giving on
Oh,
hand kind of skill sets to teenagers, because of course when it's the summertime, a lot of teens, they try to get jobs, some don't. This is giving you the skills that you need in media and cooking and audio production and all of that. So I'm the vice president right now of that organization. And then of course, thank you.
I love that. I was getting ready to tell you that. I was like, you don't have to have your own because I'm going to tell you something. Having your own foundation is a lot. I didn't want to do it with mine, but and we got in trouble with taxes and this is you have to have
Mm,
an accountant and this and that. And what I really wish I would have done is just lent my time or money or
Yeah.
whatever it is to another organization, to organizations like that, and just really, really, truly be philanthropic. Is that the word to use? Instead of
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
doing the charity, because it's just a lot of work. That's the only thing I can tell you. I mean, I'm not going to discourage you. I'll just tell you it is a lot of work. That's
No,
it.
but the work is great that you
Yeah.
do. Can you talk to let's do that. Talk about your foundation because I'm gonna go on and on about my life and
Oh,
it's a lot.
the only thing I can tell you is that, I ended up getting the idea from my mother. I told you my mother was 16. And then when we were kids, my mother ended up going back to school. Then she ended up going back to get her real estate license. And I just looked at that and I remember people kept telling me to start a foundation. I was like, you know what? I'm going to just sit still first because sometimes it's too much coming in. People, if you just sit still, I feel like sometimes
Yeah,
the answer will come to you or God will come to you. And that's what I kept telling everybody. I said, I'm going to sit still and I'll just pray to God and I'll wait for God to give me the answer. Right. And then one day I'm at my mom's house and I'm just telling her how proud I was of her. And it hit me that if you are a young person, whether even it's a boy or a girl, but really, if you're a young woman, and you're 19 or 20 years old, let's say you get pregnant, you get your first boyfriend or something, you get pregnant, or you got to go back home to take care of family, or, whatever it is, if you end up not going back to school because of a life changing event, have you ever noticed nobody ever gives that person a second chance or give them another scholarship? If you were a 21-year-old woman and you say, hey, I went off to college at 18, I did 2 years of college, but I don't have the money to finish because now I've got kids or whatever. How does she go back to school to get the education, to get a better job, to provide for her family, which in turn also changes our community? And so that's what started it. Just me talking to my mom one day, looking at her, and it hit me. I went, oh, that's it. I've got to do something to get money to give women a second chance to go back to school, whether it's college or any kind of schooling. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
what can we do? A trade school. How do we give her money? And so that's what it's all about. I do my DeDe's do-over scholarship where I give scholarships to ladies. And then now we just incorporated where we're giving out. We just recently gave away $5,000 to a woman during Women's History Month back in March, for a business. And so those are the things that we're doing with the foundation, just really pouring into women.
I'm gonna ask you a weird question. Tell me why is it important when you receive so much? It's important to give back 10 times more.
I think for me, it wasn't something I won't do my mom taught me, nope, not that. No, I'm gonna tell you what it was. It was the fact that doing what we do for a living, and this, doing radio, we come into contact with our community more than most people even know. And we're coming into different walks of life, different areas. You can go to an affluent Black area. I can go to, a financially unstable area. I can go to a crime-ridden area that is a listener of our station or show, and you're going to see it runs the gamut, right? But the true point of it is that you see a lot of need in our community, and that's the thing. And when you see that need in our community and you realize the power of your voice from doing what we do on the radio, you go, what can I do to make this better for someone in our community? Like, you end up doing that based on the job that we have. You end up having more empathy, I think. And this is as a woman, and maybe it's just as us, but you end up having empathy for your community and those in it and for your listeners. And you know that you can make a difference. Why not? In some little way,
Yeah,
just some little way, you
yeah,
go, I don't care if it's one person to 10 people. I got to do something. Yeah.
yeah. And I feel like that's so important. That was why I got into radio is because of the community aspect of it. You can do so much in your own city, and you can be an aid. And the thing you can do on a microphone to the masses, it increases the amount that you can do for someone right here in your own city.
Yep.
So I'm
And
glad
that's,
that you said that.
that's radio did it. They taught me.
Well, tell me, we, celebrating, got to go into this. Cafe Mocha celebrating 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
We celebrated
Oh, I
15
look really
years last
horrible
year.
today because I told you I was in a
You,
hurry. I feel horrible.
when I tell you, you are fine. Listen, for myself, I am in between wigs. I don't know if you know what that means,
Yeah, I
but
do
I am.
but hold on. And then I'm like, I really wanted, I should have put the light on me. And I told you I was just running late. So I apologize.
You good? Because I'm shifting and moving as you are. Okay, I'm just
Okay.
praying the wig don't shift off. You are fine.
It looks so
Uh,
pretty though, because I love the color. I'm telling you, that's why I was like,
you. I picked the right one this time. Okay,
yes, I
yesterday was
love it.
orange. Cafe Mocha celebrating 15 years. Gotta know.
Mhm.
Last year we gave you that award. You got the Covenant Salute Her
And
award.
that award is beautiful. And that
That
award ceremony was amazing. Yes, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I just want to know, how does it feel to get all these awards and accolades from your peers and everyone else?
I'm always shocked. I feel
Really?
like, hey, I feel like Beyonce. Beyonce always acts shocked when she be at her awards. You ever,
Yeah.
yeah, don't see Beyonce was shocked and be like, you're like, girl, you know you great girl.
Girl, you
But
know.
for me, it's always shocking though. And I'm gonna tell you the shocking part is that, like I told you, I'm so goal driven and oriented that I'm so busy going like this because I've got goals that I have for not only myself personally, but for the show, for the people on the show, for the brand. I'm like this, that I'm not even seeing any other noise, right? It's just all about what we can do for this show and this brand that I don't even, it's just shocking. I'm always like, wow, I got honored. Like I'm here, but people are honoring me. Like it's a trip. It just trips me out. And then I don't even know what to say. Then I get embarrassed. I get embarrassed. I think that's the other thing. And I gotta work on, and I'm so glad they said it. The Living Legends Foundation says work on your speech, because when I go to the awards last year for Cafe Mocha,
Yeah.
first of all, I didn't expect it to be that elaborate. I didn't expect that many people. I didn't expect that I had to really give a speech, and then I didn't know what to say. I didn't prepare anything because I'm always shocked, right?
Mhm.
So
Right.
they said to me for the Living Legends, they're like, get your speech together. So I got to really do a speech now. Because lately I've been going up just off the cuff thinking, no, thanks for the award. But then they want me to say something profound. And I'm like, I don't have anything prepared.
Well, that's when the profound statures, when you do this, you have your fingers like this, and
Right.
you go
And
with
just
that, and whatever comes out, it's gonna sound
good.
stern and strong. Yeah, you're
I'm
gonna
going to
get
use
it.
that. I'm going to use
Yes,
that.
because when you say anything like this, oatmeal is the best thing in your day. So I gotta clap. I gotta clap. Somebody pay their
That's
tithes in that one
good.
more
I like
thing.
it. I'm going to do it.
And then you're gonna be like, shout out to Ebony of Cafe Mocha. Because all right, y'all hear it? She did that for me.
I love it.
I love you. I'm just excited for all the things that you have coming up, because you said you have all these goals that you said. What is the next goal? What is that next big goal for you?
I can't tell it. Can I tell you why?
Okay, yes.
They often say you're not supposed to say anything until it has been talked about, launched.
Yeah.
And I've had a habit of doing that, so I can't. But it's a lot. I've got a lot on my plate right now. Let's just say this: I've done a lot of trademarking
Okay.
that I've been doing. I have a lot of accountants and attorneys with me to make sure of and do. It's just about expanding the brand. Just know that the brand is expanding.
Okay. Well, let me go ahead and tell you congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Ebony.
You're welcome. Congratulations. I know we've sat here and had a good conversation. You gave me all the advice, but uh, advice for someone that is in this industry trying to make it, for them, because you gave me enough to where I'm about to actually go and cry when I take this wig off. So,
You're gonna
um,
know. You know what you're gonna do? What I want to
mm,
do is I want you to be inspired to write down 3 things you'd like to accomplish in the next 5 years. That's what I'd like for you to do. And tell me what your ultimate dream is. Write that down. Where is your dream job? Where is that dream job located? Is it in Nashville? Is it in New York? Is it in California? Is it in DC? Is that dream job there? And what do you need to do to get there? What would be the next step? If you need to get to New York, because I'm telling you, I started in Killeen, Fort Hood, my job, my first radio job. It was market 183. I was in market 183. And I remember I said I was going to make it to a major market by the time I was 25.
mm.
And everybody kept saying, you got in radio too late. You're not going to do it. Everybody was like, somebody told you. And guess what? I use that as fuel. When people tell me no, when they're naysayers and they tell me I can't do something in my mind, I go, okay, watch this. So for me, I would just say for you too, then write those things down, because it becomes easier, and your steps you'll know what not to do, what to take. I remember again, 183, I was in that market. They told me I couldn't get to a top 20. I couldn't get to a top 10 market by the time I was 25. Well, a friend of mine ended up going to San Antonio. San Antonio is more of a medium-sized market. And he said, you want to come? And it was a CHR station. It wasn't even a Black station. And he's like, are you sure? He goes, we have an overnight job. It was an overnight job. And guess what I told him? I'll take it. And everybody
Mm.
goes, you're going to leave middays down here to go to overnights. And I'm like, it's a medium market. I can stay there a year and a half, learn what I need to learn, and go on to another market. And that's what I did. I learned what I needed to learn, was in a medium market, and then they paid more attention to me to get to a major market because I was there. So that's what I'm saying about your steps will become easier once your goal is set. Because that's what I was saying about if we got to LA and they said to you, you get to LA and I got to get there at
Yeah.
10 on Saturday, you will do different steps from me, but you'll take them. You may say, I'm going to catch a plane. And I may say, I'm going to drive and then get on a train and then get there in a car when I get, you get what I'm saying? It doesn't, we just know that whatever step is going to get us there closer, we just got to get there by
We
10.
just gotta get there. Yeah. We just gotta get there.
So, but I would love for you to do is after we finish, you do that and you start realizing and start paying attention to what it is you really, really want. Focus on those things, speak them into existence, talk about it, and understand which moves will make sense for you next. I think this move with Cafe Mocha is closer to where you want to be. I can tell because you were excited when you called your mom. You're excited about this Cafe Mocha, and learning from Sheila is going to be great for you. That's all I'll say. Okay, I'm sorry. And I want what's best for you. I got to tell you, I want you to do it. I think you can. I know you
Okay.
can. Write your
I
goals
just
down, girl. Write them down and do it. Make those moves.
you know what? I love you. I thank you. When I see you, I'm gonna give you the biggest hug. You're gonna be like, who's this girl talking like
Girl,
hugging
I
on
know
me? I
you.
just gotta give you a hug. Don't log off yet. I just want to be able to give this closing real quick.
Okay.
Y'all, DeDe McGuire is a blessing. She's an angel, and I am so appreciative. I'm flabbergasted again. And we give you your flowers. We thank you so much. And I cannot wait for you to get your award. The Living Legends Foundation, of course. This is going to be an amazing award, amazing night. And I just thank you so much.
Thank you, Ebony. Love you, girl.